So here we are now in GMA3D. I can make that a bit bigger to show you guys. And I go into open up the 3D objects here, and here are all those fixtures. Actually, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go in here and do what I was talking about earlier, which is I'm going to select all these fixtures. So that was 101 through 102, 102, 103, and so on. We have 4 layers, 403. So fixture 101 through 403, please, and full. Okay, so now we're going to see them do their thing. Oh, look, there's some light shining through this virtual square stage here, which I'm right-clicking on with my mouse to drag around. Whoa, they're all shining down. It's because at the moment they're just placed on the floor. So I can move this around here. If I hold, so with a right click I can move the stage around. If I also hold the shift button, then I can orbit. Okay, so now let's say we're setting up a stage. I'm going to have to place each one of those. I'm doing that just, hang on, I'm just going to orbit out a little bit like that. And I'm going to say I want to put this one here. The first park hand is there. The second park hand is there. And this is going to be just quite random and messy for now. Let's just have a little look what that's like. Yeah, sure, that's fine with me. And with each of those, you see it has its place and space here with X, Y, and Z position, and also rotation. So I could select all 3 of those, and I could rotate them, say here, 10 degrees, or 60 degrees, or minus 60 degrees. So now they're pointing forward. Yeah. So that's our park ends. Let's say they're on the side of the stage there. Next up, I'm going to our washers. Put them somewhere over here. So I'm just dragging those things around there. And the third one, whoops, I'm going to do all of these. And the third, come up here. Then comes our profiles. Put them up fairly high. Look here, you can see the shadows that it's casting off those other fixtures beneath. I'll put that one at the back there. This one to the front here, just here somewhere, and the third one over here. So what I'm doing here, it can kind of go both ways. You can either do this first and then make the stage match that. You do that by taking the 0 point in the middle here, that Z for 0. That's what all these position numbers refer to, with X, Y, and Z, Z being height, not the Z, not Z for 0. And you can lay out your stage precisely according to what's in here. But more likely what you'll do is that you'll put your fixtures in the room, and then you create this template to fit what's in the room, and you measure the whole room out, and then you adjust all these values so that they match what you've measured out in the room. But you can go either way. Let's quickly finish these ones. 1 pixel bar. Now, pixel bars in real life are actually quite bright as well. although they don't look quite so waterfally. I'll show you what to do about that. Second. Okay. This is a completely ridiculous lighting setup. But it's just showing you what's here. So now they're all on full, going full bore, and they're all just pointing down, the ones that point down, except for those that I just demonstrated how to change the rotation as well here. Remember, rotation is -60. Now you can do that with all of them, and you can also change their size or whatever, but you wouldn't really want to change the size of fixtures because the preset template has exactly the right size already. Now you can also add stage elements so that it doesn't look quite so bare. And you have here things like equipment, fixtures, people. Let's add a singer, eh? Let's put this singer here, for example. And we can see what this person is going to look like in light. Just grab the back arrow. There we have our singer. These are totally cheesy pictures, obviously. As well as adding singers, you can also add all sorts of drum kit and whatever other stuff. And primitives is very handy for creating stuff like walls. So I'm going to put a box here, and we put that box at the back of the stage. I'm going to give it some a different kind of size. So 7. No, not that one. That's right. I always get those confused. So that can be quite a thin wall. Then this one might be, say, 7. No, they get, yeah. And this one might be like, I don't know, 10 or something. So hide it first. And I've made myself a back wall. And you could do that with any of the side walls as well. You can make stage rises, anything. And so you can set yourself up quite a realistic looking environment in here. There's even actual environments like this closed room. Whoa, look at that. I'm going to undo that, delete it again. Uh-oh. There it is, yeah. Okay. So you can have sort of you can explore those objects. Again, with a template, I'm going to make that for you, but this is just for your own knowledge that you know how to set up stuff in GMA3D. One more important thing in here is how does it render the light beams? Now, for the light to look exactly like this in a room, it would need to be very much filled with a lot of smoke or haze, because the beams are really thick. And so we're going to change that beam intensity to more something like this, so we can just see it, even though we will be using smoke or rather haze. It's a little bit misleading to have it that full on. Similarly, we can modify the spot intensity, maybe not quite so full on, so we kind of go more like this. Although it can kind of help you and inspire you a bit more if you see a little bit more of this. And you can do other stuff here, ambient flare and background color, that kind of stuff, maybe none background color. Yeah, bloom makes everything washy. So ambient flare, that's just how much of it sort of bounces off walls and whatever, so we have quite a bit of that. That's for the rendering here. And that is GMA3D. Now I'm going to make myself a new window of this, a new view. I'm going to do that, open new stage view. There. I'm going to drag this out so I can just have it. Sorry, this is just the overview in here, which you don't need to know. Stage view here as well. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger, because with one screen that I'm recording on here, it can get a little bit difficult to see everything at once. So ideally what you'd be doing with Grand MA2 and MA3D is you'd be having the MA3D on a separate screen. It's much, much nicer. And the computers in the K3 PC lab that we have, they have two nice big screens, and for that reason if I were a student, I'd be working there a lot. I'm just going to make it just a bit smaller. Drag this up here and put this kind of over here. You notice I couldn't delete that window down there, by the way. And I'm going to put this one here and make it more like that. So now I can see both. I can see my stage over there, and I've got my Grand MA over here. You just check if there was anything else I wanted to tell you about MA3D. No, I don't think so. Okay, so we now have a working rig of DMX addressed lights that are all in full at the moment. And in the next video, I'll show you the kind of stuff you can do with the individual lights.